Welcome back, YouTube, to Cyberpunk. Today we're doing something a little bit different and we're going to be creating a tier list of all of the main Cyberpunk characters. We've decided that we're going to do it based on how much we like them as a person, how much we would want to be their friend. It's not about whether we think they're a good or bad character, because I think all of them are good characters regardless of how much I like them or dislike them. So the tiers are S, A, B, C, D. S being the best, D being the worst. We can start with an easy one. Okay, Adam Smasher. He's going straight to D for me, purely because of the certain people that he killed. Adam Smasher, not a good dude. We don't need to be friends with him. Second of all, Regina. Regina is the fixer, I guess, and she gives you the cyber psycho gigs. Regina seems like a good person. I think she's doing good work where she's trying to help people who are being affected by cyber psychosis rather than just killing them. So I think Regina for me is going to go up into B, and she pays us. All right, moving on. This is T-Bug. In the early game, T-Bug helps us out with a load of jobs, and she also takes part in the heist with us, where she unfortunately meets her end. I don't really have much of an opinion on T-Bug. She gave us the ping quick hack. She looks really cool. She does a good job. I don't have any ill feeling towards T-Bug, so I'll probably put her in C. D is going to be like, I don't like you, whereas C is just like, meh, take it or leave it. This is another person I don't really have many feelings towards. This is Meredith, I believe. We called her up early game and I said I was going to go meet her for a date, and I never did. I forgot to do that. I think she's one of the only other people that you can romance in the game, and you can romance her regardless of the gender of your V character. So that's quite cool. I have heard that she gives you a very interesting weapon if you complete that job. So for that reason, she's going in B. Okay, Delamain. Delamain is a strange one because he's not really a person, is he? He's like an AI robot type thing. Delamain really winds me up, but I'm going to put Delamain in C because I feel nothing for Delamain. I find it irritating when he calls me and I'm in the middle of doing something else. I do need to put a little bit more time into the epistrophe quests and check some of them off, but for now, Delamain is a C for me. Misty for me is sweet baby angel. Once only good in the world. Misty will go in A for me because I love her and she's a sweet angel and she reads my tarot cards. I love that, but it's not quite S. Definitely A, but not quite S for me. Lizzie Wizzy. I'm really undecided about Lizzie Wizzy because Lizzie Wizzy had us do some dirty work for her, and overall she just kind of seems like she's went past the point of no return with all the chrome that she wears and her mind is all over the place. I don't know if she's D because she's not evil. Well, she's not Adam Smasher level of evil, but we did say we were going to do this based on whether we like them and whether we want to be their friend. Lizzie Wizzy, I do not want to be her friend. She's going to be going in D for now. I might circle back to Lizzie Wizzy. Victor is going to be another A for me. Pretty similar with Misty. Victor's a great person and he's stern but fair, but just not quite S, you know? S is reserved for really super special. So this is Alt Cunningham. We haven't seen her in this form in a while because she now lives in the cyber world. Probably wouldn't want to be her friend. I think she's iconic and I love her, but she does want to create like a giant database farm of souls, and that is a bit weird. I think Alt has good intentions, but she has a weird plan. I don't think she realizes what she is suggesting, where she wants to just consume all of the engrams. Wanting to create a database of souls is a red flag for me, literally same. But she's not as evil as Adam Smasher, so I'm gonna put her in C. Would not want to be her friend. Also, I think Dexter Deshawn gets to go in D because he literally shot us in the head and left us in a landfill. Obviously, we've been big River stans here since day one, and I love him. He is my lovely himbo boyfriend. However, I have went off him a bit since one of the endings we played through. We played through a couple of endings, and there was one ending, and it's called The Path of Least Resistance. It's basically V takes her own life at the end of The Path of Least Resistance, and you get the voicemails from your friends after that happens. And Panam is like raging mad. She's so pissed off, which is valid. And then Judy is, you know, crushed, devastated in her bed, just crying, also valid. And then River calls up, and bear in mind, I called him from the roof, so we're like official. It's legit. River calls up and goes, suicide, eh? That didn't sit well with me. So for me, what could have been S is now probably like, I don't know. He does say a load of other stuff, but literally that's what he opens with. And I was like, River is or was a police officer. He's probably seen this kind of shit all the time. So maybe it was kind of like a disassociating way of coping. Like he just goes into like work mode where he can talk about these things and not like connect on a personal level. I kind of feel like that might have been the angle that it was coming from, but I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like that ending for River. So I think he's going to go A. I do think he's still going to be A because I still love him. I still want him to be my boyfriend. But it's not S because of that. Panam for me is going straight to S. This is coming from a female V player, so Panam was not my romance option, but Panam is just the best friend that V could ever ask for. She is a ride or die best friend. She will pick up the phone in the middle of the night. She will tell you when you need to get your shit together. She calls you out on your bullshit. She will hold your hand through thick and thin. We did the Aldecaldo ending when we leave town with Panam. That is just chef's kiss. Perfect. Poetry. No notes. Perfect ending. Panam, deservedly so, right at the top there. In S. Hanako Arasaka. I kind of think she's iconic, to be honest. She's all about family in the most destructive way possible. I like that she calls her brother out on his bullshit. She always looks unreal. She's got the most beautiful gold chrome. Personally, if I could be friends with Hanako Arasaka, I would be. She's a bad bitch. I'm gonna put her a B. B for bad bitch. Let's go through some of the more unknown ones now. Please someone correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is Placide from Pacifica. I don't really have any feelings towards Placide, mainly because I don't remember much of the storyline from the Voodoo Boys. Yeah, that's right. I'm probably going to put him in C purely because I don't have much of an opinion on him, but I know that he's not evil, right? And does anybody remember the name of this lady? I believe she was also in the Voodoo Boys in Pacifica. Does anybody remember her name? Also, I don't know who this is. I believe it's from one of the fighting quests that I've not done yet, so I'm gonna put this person in C because I don't know who they are, but I think they look kind of cool. Maman Brigitte. Yes, Brigitte. I'm gonna put Brigitte in C. I seem to remember her being kind of cool. I don't think she tried to kill me, so that's a C for me. This is, I believe, Wakako. Wakako is a fixer in Night City and she sends us on jobs. She was pretty helpful towards the end of the game in helping us set up the parade job. So I think she's a solid B. And also I think she's cool as fuck. So yeah, B. So I don't really recognize this person here, but my trusty chat has informed me that it is Sandra Dorset that we saved from the scavs in the first mission of the game. So, I mean, C. Don't really have much of an opinion on Sandra. Okay, Yorinobu, straight to D. Don't like this dude, killed his own dad. I'm not okay with that. D. Okay, these are the Peraleses. So this is Jefferson and Elizabeth Perales. I believe Jefferson was going to run for mayor. I think he was running for mayor of Night City, and basically his whole security team was like part of this weird cult that was controlling him and his wife. They were unknowingly being infected with a virus that was changing the way they think, changing the way they act, giving them different memories. I like them as people, but I don't think I would want to be their friends because they are constantly being watched and controlled by this strange higher power. A strange man with the blue eyes. Don't really want to be involved with the Peraleses as much as I like them. They're going to go to C for me. We're getting down to the good stuff now. We really are. This is my beloved Goro Takemura. Takemura for me is a great person. He turns to V for help in trying to avenge Saburo, who he worked for many years before he was killed. My only gripe with Takemura, and this isn't with him personally, is that we can't romance him. And sometimes in the game you can send him a text asking to go for dinner and he will simply air you. He will not reply. He literally just leaves you on red. And I'm not okay with being ghosted, so I'm gonna put him an A. It would have been S if he replied to my text. Okay, who are we doing next? Evelyn Parker. I feel like we, as the gamer, did not have much of a relationship with Evelyn. She was a fixer that we met, and obviously we know how Evelyn's story ends, and it was crushing. But I think as the gamer, as the player, it was more crushing watching how Judy reacted to it. It was horrible seeing Judy go through that. Obviously, I was devastated for what happened to Evelyn, but it felt like it was bonding us more to Judy. I liked Evelyn a lot. She was a cool character, and she stuck up for the girls. I think I'll put her in B. I'll put her in B. Okay, Jackie Wells. Jackie is our bestie, chum, from the very beginning of the game. I think especially in the Corpo life path, they already have this established friendship and you can tell they're just thick as thieves. He loves his girl Misty. And he's just an all-round good person. And he's tough too. And he sticks up for his friends. He's going straight to S for me. Straight to S. Next up is Johnny Silverhand. Keanu Reeves is just... what a guy. What a guy. Johnny Silverhand starts off as like the antagonist of the game, but slowly and surely grows on you and becomes part of V, obviously. He is a bit of a bad boy and everyone loves a bad boy, right? Not a fucking terrorist though. He has done some bad shit, but I support Johnny Silverhand's rights and I support Johnny Silverhand's wrongs. I can't put him in S tier because he is bad. If it wasn't for Keanu, I wouldn't have liked Johnny's character. Do you know what? You're exactly right. You're exactly right. He's just way too charismatic and charming, and that's what makes him a good character. I was about to call him a bad guy, but I don't think he's not the bad guy of the game. He's not the antagonist, really. It starts out that way. He's just so damn likable, and especially towards the end of the game when you can see him start to change and form a closer bond with V. I think he's a good person. He has good intentions. He has a good heart, but also he's narcissistic. He lies, he is selfish, and he did blow up a building, but I support him. He's going to go in A for me, but he's going to go at the top of A. He's not S because we can't always trust him. I can always trust Panam. I can always trust Jackie. I cannot always trust Johnny Silverhand. Johnny does not give a shit where we rank him. Next up is Judy Alvarez, one of the sweetest baby angels in the whole of Night City. She loves deeply. She cares immensely for her friends and for the other Chumbas at the Mox. I think it was called the Mox. The scuba diving quest is one of the most beautiful things in the game. The music is gorgeous. The way she hums the music as well. Such a nice little touch. She really looks after V. I'm sure even if you were just her friend, she would be just as loving. We decided to romance her, which was super sweet. And yeah, we did the Aldo Caldo ending where Judy came with us and it was just the best, most hopeful, positive ending ever. And Judy will always be S tier for me. Okay, next up is Mr. Kerry Eurodyne. Former bandmate of Johnny Silverhand. He left the band to go solo. He's an odd character. He's definitely one of those. He must be about 80 in game now and he still kind of seems to be holding on to his old life. He is romanceable only as male V, so I have not experienced the romance quest line as such with Kerry. He did reject me. I tried to kiss him and he did hard reject me, so that's kind of bruised my ego a little bit, to be honest. But as a character, it was really interesting because during the time when I started the Kerry quest line, it was a very tense storyline leading up to that, and then his stuff just seemed so unimportant at the time. It was like the Us Cracks are doing a version of my song. I don't want them to do it, so I'm gonna go and blow up their van. I'm gonna go break into their show. It was really weird little jobs to do, but it was funny, and it's like that's what was important to him, and it was like low stakes stuff, you know, but it was really fun. Kerry, I think, is a great friend. He's lovely to V. He completely understands the Johnny situation, which he's so on board with, and we get to do a super fucking cool quest where we blow up a boat. Kerry's A for me. Kerry had a wife, so I was crushed he wasn't into my V. I know! Yeah, so he's canonically, I think he's bisexual, but he just wasn't into V, which is fair enough. But yeah, Kerry is A for me. I could have maybe put him lower because I think at one point he kind of wanted to kill the Us Cracks or harm them, which is kind of problematic in its own right. But I think overall he has a good heart. Not everyone is into V. That's just the way it is. Last up is the lovely Rogue, who is a lifelong friend of Johnny Silverhand, kind of romantically entangled with one another, but never really seen it through, I guess. Yeah, so on again, off again, girlfriend, not girlfriend of Johnny Silverhand. She is the best fixer, queen of the afterlife. Rogue did kind of reject me, but I understand why she would. It was a bit bit problematic. Romancing somebody in somebody else's body, that's a whole can of worms that I personally wouldn't go for. But yeah, Rogue is the best fixer in Night City. She's queen of the afterlife. She is a friend of Johnny's. She is a friend of V's. She hooks us up with some good work. She obviously, depending on what ending you do, she rides into battle to help you. And she is a fantastic character, amazing friend. She's stern but fair. And she's just an all-round baddie. I think I might put her in S. I love that she calls people out on their shit, right? She calls Johnny out on his shit. She calls V. She calls Panam out on her shit when Panam's being a brat. I kind of think S. I'm gonna go S. Any final thoughts on my tier list? We've got 4 up top there in S. The one I'm not 100% certain on is Rogue. I don't know if she should maybe be in A. I think maybe A. But the other 3 in the S tier, Panam, Jackie, and Judy, I'm very, very confident with them being up there. The A tier, we've got Johnny Silverhand, Misty, Victor, River, Takemura, and Kerry Uridine. River was probably the most surprising one, yeah? Everybody thought that I would put River in S, but after a couple of things he said during one of the endings, I decided to demote him to A. He's still very much my baby boyfriend, and I love him. The B tier is kind of just 5 iconic women. We have Regina, Meredith, Hanako, Wakako, and Evelyn, who I would love to go for a drink with. Wouldn't necessarily be their best mate, but would love to go for a drink with them. The C tier is kind of the people that I don't care for that much, but don't dislike. T-Bug, Delamain, Alt Cunningham. Apparently that person next to Alt is somebody that you meet in a fighting quest, but I haven't actually met her myself yet. Brigitte, Sandra, and the Paralleses. The Paralleses are very strange. I would never want to be in the same room as them. Not through their own fault. It's just the unfortunate situation they are entangled with. And then in the D tier is the people who I actively dislike and would not want to be involved with at all. One being Adam Smasher. It's a no from me. Lizzie Wizzy, absolutely not. Dexter literally shot us in the head. Placide tried to kill us. And Yorinobu literally killed his own father. So I'm fine with all my decisions in D. The only person I'm really not certain on is Rogue. Rogue might have to be demoted to A tier, but for now she can stay up at S.